It's not always about being the most aggressive player in Arena, because I think Arena is very much a thinking man's game. Hello, it's me, your host, TONIK TZW. We're out in the arena with the Tier 6 kid with a video entitled Patience Pays. So we have a quick look at the team list here, and as Matchmaker was giving us all these single DD games, we've got a Z39B, a Jervis and a Mars. So looking at that, I'm looking at 3 sonar boats. I can probably beat the Jervis on reload. I can certainly beat the Z39B on reload. All I need to do is make sure that I stay away from torpedoes and use my head. Now you can see that straight from the start of the match I am located. I've also got my closest target off to around my 1 o'clock, and I'm going to push in towards the cap, because a lot of these games somebody would rush, and then with everybody else going to contest the cap, they would all bump into each other, kill each other, and the guy that rushed the cap early would get an easy win. But moving in, we're going to move around. We're going to look at using all these little islands to give us some cover from line of sight. I imagine that this guy off to my right is either pushing me or he's going to go in on the left side of the island. But we think about it and decide that we're going to keep pushing. I did have a little map as well, which told me where teams were starting, and across here we have got the Mars and AN other ship. We're going to keep tracking. We want to drag this guy with us. We can see that the twist and track is moving, so I imagine that he is tracking me down, tailing me. And although I'm heading towards where 2 other ships are starting and could very quickly become Piggy in the middle and the focus of fire, if I get bumped by him, I want to be able to have the other ships take him on as well. So I'm kind of putting myself in a sticky position, but I'm also drawing him into a situation that I can benefit from. Now we do see shots going across there between that gap, and that means that those 2 guys have got each other spotted. One of them at least has hit his smoke screen, and we see the Jervis go out to a torpedo from the Mars. Now those 2 have been trading fire. I can't see the Mars. I don't know how many hit points he's got left, but what I do know is that he is now the closest ship to me. Therefore, the ship that was behind me is the Z39B. Now, I normally wouldn't cross through a gap as narrow as this, because I'm limiting my movement and lining myself up really for a torpedo run. However, that Mars has used his torpedoes on the Jervis, so I am thinking that I can win a gunfight here. Lo and behold, there he is. He's probably burned his sonar, he's burned his smoke, and he's burned his torpedoes. The only thing he's got left for me is his guns, and even those aren't firing. He hadn't burned his smoke on the Jervis. He must have used sonar on the Jervis when the Jervis smoked. So that is the Mars out of the game. And we are literally, minutes into this game. There is a long time to play. We know that the Z39B is the last ship in the game. I can beat him with guns on reload. However, he has 5 kilometer sonar. His guns also hit quite hard, and so I need to think about how I am going to play this. What I want him to do is to continue tracking me, but I am going to basically tire him out. I'm going to keep running him round until he gets fed up. He could cut through the middle and cut me off, but he's not going to catch me. I'm using my engine boost. I'm opening up the distance between the Z39B and myself. I know he's tracking me still, because obviously I am located. I'm just going to keep fishing out these torpedoes in the hope that with him following me around, he's going to run into me. And also, if he knows I'm firing torpedoes in his direction, he might want to use his sonar to give him a bit of early warning. So, thereby burning down the stuff that he has available to him. So he's got none left. We can see that he has moved onto the cap. The cap is 2.5 minutes. I'm looking at the map, and 2.5 minutes is more than enough time for me to get around this island and come in from the top. Now he could come back towards me. There are a couple of islands in the cap that he could use for cover. So it's now going to become a game of hide and seek. But I'm still not going to get overly aggressive. Engine boost is running down as we come around the peninsula. We can see that he's probably got, about 1:15 remaining to take the cap. So now I need to push in and reset him. Just one shot is going to be enough to take this capture point. Now you look at where that booster is on the side. I've just picked that up. If anything, it gives him a perfect indication as to where I am. There are his torpedoes, one narrow spread, one wide spread. This is now my chance. There's less than a minute for him to take the cap. I'm going to touch it and contest it. He's probably got about a minute or so to reload his torpedoes. So this is now coming down to a gunfight. And as I said earlier, we can beat this guy on a gunfight. We get the capture point reset. We turn away. We get some guns on him. And he is going to try and angle out and get away from me. Shells on the Kid are very, very floaty, and we're having to move the aiming reticule around a little bit, but we take his engine out and he pops his smoke. If he's popping smoke, that tells me that he's likely going to be running sonar, expecting me to run in, gun him down and finish him off, but I am not going to play to his advantage. His advantage is that he is hidden. He's probably got that sonar running out there. I have put the torpedoes through because he may just sit there and wait for me to come to him. He's probably picking up a torpedo reload about now. So I'm moving away, because moving away, if he does put the torpedoes towards me, it gives me more time to react. Just over 7 minutes to play in the game. Again, knowing that we have 2.5 minutes for a full cap, so we just need to play the clock now. Play the clock and play the ship. He started ticking up again, but it looks like he has moved out of the smoke. Now he's probably still running his sonar, so I'm going to push in a little bit to touch and contest using this island for cover. There we go. We're on sonar, so it's not finished running down yet, so we're going to turn away. He will have had a torpedo reload, so that's the next thing that we're expecting. He could be sat behind that island, but what we're going to do is we know his sonar is 5 kilometers. We know that our detection is 5.4. There we go. We are off sonar now. So based on the location that he's at and based on the range that I know his sonar is, we can get an approximate location for him. And this is about using your brain. It's not just about the ship. It's about using your brain to work out how you can win this game. Indicator is moving back across to the left hand side. We haven't had any torpedoes come out yet. It looks like he may be moving round to the opposite side of the island. Now there's a chance here that he could split torpedoes left and right, expecting me to come round one way or the other. So we are going to angle out again. This is a dangerous turn because this is when we're broadside. We need to get in and get him spotted, and there he is. So we get guns on, 5.1 Ks, we get the hits. That's another triple cap reset. We should be expecting the torpedoes coming soon because he hasn't fired his guns. He's dropped detection, but now he has fired his guns. This is something that I was expecting, but it got a little bit too close, because something that I often do is I launch my torpedoes and then I fire my guns, and that distracts the player from the torpedoes that are coming in. It gives you time to get a couple of reloads in before they maneuver through the torpedoes. My engine's out, I'm not going to repair it. We're going to stay on the guns. We've got smoke, we've got heals available, but this guy is a gunner. So we end up on the results with a victory, which is always nice. We finished with 25, just under 26,000 damage, the 2 kills, 6 cap resets, 57 gun hits, and a fire. And base XP wise, we finished there with just over 3,000 with the 2 kills. But most important out of that was taking the victory to give us that extra lift in base XP and push it up the rankings. I hope you have enjoyed a little insight into my mind in how I played that match. If you have enjoyed it, please do click on the playlist, watch some of the other arena games, smash the like button if you haven't already done so. Please do subscribe, and until next time, take care and goodbye.